Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Absta, none other. And, sit up here. So I got up out of bed after about, I don't know, when's the last time I streamed? And I got some sleep since then. I slept all day long, literally all day. And, we got some people that are live right now, so it should be pretty quiet. I'm just going to complain about my health, because I can. I feel nauseated, but I feel a lot better. Like I got 8 liters of fluid off me just about. I've had way more than that this past week taken off. And I just feel like I can breathe again. I can jump out of bed really quickly and not like huff and puff, you know. And, let's just say, well, my body's functioning normally again, to where before it just wasn't with all the fluid. It was just like, I don't think we don't know what to do because you're really not healthy, and then I just trick it into, making certain processes happen. Let's just say that. Hey, ringleader, how are you, dear? I slept all day. How long ago was I live? Was it 8 hours or 12 hours? Because, can you not hear me? What's that comma for? It's not a comma. Oh, okay. Oh, you're winking. Okay. Man, I feel rested. Did any of you people ever just get to fucking sleep after not sleeping a long ass time? If I don't sleep a certain time now, and this ain't due to kidney failure, this has been for years. If I don't sleep, this is a result of taking Xanax for years. If I don't sleep for a long time, like if I stay up a whole day and then all night just to make it to dialysis real early in the morning for like an extra treatment like I did yesterday. Technically now it's yesterday. I would have a seizure. I would seize. And seizures are very, very, very serious. I don't really think nothing scares me more than that. And you can almost feel that shit coming. I don't know how to explain it. You can't, but you can. And it lets you know, hey, you're really running on empty. You gotta go to bed, you know. So, I just went to bed. And it's so cool when I wake up. It's not hot outside. It's nice and cool. But I do have this headache brewing on the left side of my head. So I'm going to take a Tylenol for that here in a minute. If I can keep it down. When I think I can keep it down is when I'm going to take that. And then I'll probably go back to bed. Can you guys believe that? I'm that tired. I'm that worn out. Like today, I felt like for 4 hours, like I was running a marathon. And you know, if you get too burnt out when you're running, your ass can stop. And it'll slowly go away. And you can start to catch your breath. Well, dialysis ain't like that. It's not. If you stop, you can't catch your breath. It's like running a marathon from start to finish. And if you get out of breath, you get out of breath. There's nothing you can do. And that's what it felt like for me the whole time. Like, I'm just, just dying, just getting this fluid off because it was so much. And my body had just become so used to it. Like, it just gets in every cell and just, And I sat here. Not just the first hour or two did I cramp up. I don't normally cramp up, but that's what causes cramps. But I sat here and I was being jarred out of my sleep by the cramps in my legs. Like I turned and bam. And they weren't quick like they were in the car. They were like my entire leg was locked up at one point. And I'm just screaming because it's painful, so I'm just trying not to scream, you know. And you just don't want to move your leg, but you know if you do, it'll ease it. It's so strange. I hate cramps. But that's like nothing compared to the actual process, you know what I mean? My fistula is so bruised. I have this bruise on my arm still from this IV that was a long time ago now. Hey, Penny. Hey, Super Cereal. And it's not really entertaining. I'm just complaining about my health. But, you know, sometimes, and I'm wondering if this is what happened, because I personally pulled out the IV from my arm from this site. This one site, I took the tape off, and I pulled the damn thing out. And they're like, oh, we don't like it when you do that. And, there's been a bruise there ever since. And sometimes, now I looked at the tip of this thing when I pulled it out, and it looked fine. It was a 20 gauge, you know, small as fuck. And, well, even for a normal person that might be big, you might want to use 22. But you gotta think, I use 15s in my right arm, so what's the deal, you know? But this place, there's a bump right under the skin where the needle was inserted. And I asked the nurse, I said, why is it such a big deal? Because I've been here so many times, I've had so many IVs. Why is it a big deal for patients to pull out an IV? And she's like, well, besides the obvious, you know, like, something happens to you and we need to administer medication, like, which I was getting ready to go home. That wasn't going to happen. You know, and then she's like, but, you know, the tip of it can break off. And I've been thinking about that because this ain't really healing. Like, all the rest of mine that I've had after are about healed totally. And this one's staying black and blue. Just black and blue. And it looks really bad, and it's not. I don't know why there's like a bullseye in the middle of it where that was put, but I hope it didn't break off. I don't think it broke off, but it's real painful to touch. I don't know what the deal is. Oh my gosh, too, whenever he put my, not the arterial needle, but is it called the venous needle? I think so. The second one. So, you got the first one that goes in here, and you got the second one that goes back here, right? So, you can kind of see where he put the needle in right there, and he didn't put enough lidocaine under it, or it went too deep, and I could feel that needle for the entire 4 hours, and I screamed with that shit. Well, I didn't scream, but I was wanting to scream when it went in, because I could feel every bit of it. You just didn't put enough lidocaine. And I got an aneurysm brewing under my arterial. For some reason, the other one hurts more because there's no scar tissue there. But I always, if I can get the arterial done, then the other one's just always been a piece of cake for me. I don't know why that is. Even though it's more painful, it's just, oh, okay, you know, whatever. Because if you try to put a needle in me with a 15 gauge needle in me and through this aneurysm, and I personally don't think there's enough numbing medication, I'm going to stop you. But if you do it on the other one, I'm not going to stop you. And, you know, I should be using the cream. They make a cream. So, you know, people who are really scared of dialysis do this. They're really scared of needles. I mean, you'd be surprised at, like, the people I see, they're scared. They're scared. Even if they've been doing it forever, they're scared. It's like the first time, every time they do it. And it's really strange, and it's really weird, because the human body just doesn't, I mean, once you learn that you have to do something to survive, and then you do it so many times, you shouldn't be that pussified about it. You know what I mean? I gave Bergs a respectful birthday video tonight, and the chode blocked me on his stream and talked shit to me knowing I couldn't reply. Shaking my head. I have a Pennywise t-shirt coming to you, Abby. I'm perfect. Hi. What's up, perfect? Pennywise. He blocked you, so he finally acknowledged you then. That's... So Bergs is a cunt, is he not? He's in there. I watched him a little bit before I started mine up because he's just hollering. He's just hollering at Benny G on the phone to give him money. He's telling Benny G 1 minute, oh, I don't care about you, give me money. And then are you going to give me money? And then he's like, I thought he hung up on him. And then you hear him talk again as he's looking at the camera saying, give me money. You show me love. I don't have any money to show Bergs. Thank you. He lost his mind. I respect your strength. Bergs blocked me. He blocked you too, Super Serial? That dude is a drunken train wreck. Bergs just begged the whole time. It's... That's all he ever does, perfect. But it's kind of funny. When he gets to this point, is this desperate, it's like watching a monkey, a monkey clap, what do they call those? You know, the monkey, and it claps those things together. I don't know what they're called. Not a thimble. What is it called? I don't know. From the drum set. It's like watching that. It's like normally you just watch the monkey walk around, but tonight the monkey's in performing, and he calls himself an entertainer. But I don't know. I don't want to like compare a person to a monkey, but I don't know. It's like I'm just trying to tell you like the difference in the entertainment level when he's this drunk. When he's this drunk, it's kind of cymbals. That's it, cymbals. I was sitting here saying thimbles. 4 why anyone pays his way then complains about it is beyond me. That's true. And has Norm given him money before? Because he acts like Norm... Well, we know that Norm has money. Everybody knows that. Even those who don't watch at all hardly know that. And tonight, Norm is like, oh, you're a drunken fool. You can't even walk. I mean, if Norm were to give him, let's say Norm gave him like $20, would he even remember it? Would he even remember it in his state? Think about that. If I get that sloshed, I'm not usually angry. I'm usually not angry. I'm usually in the bed. I'm usually listening to music or whatever. Or saying how I really feel. It's not, you don't want to get that sloshed. I mean, you just don't want to get that drunk. And he's that drunk and beyond. And he's pulling 150 viewers in there tonight. Can you believe that? That's why I don't care about views or subs or any of that shit. That's why I've always been like, oh, I don't really care about that, while other people were competing over it. Like, well, we don't want to say no names, but because look at what pulls in views over here on this side of YouTube. It's always train wreck people. And I'm a train wreck too. I'm not saying I'm not. But we have a certain level of dignity. I try to, I guess, I don't know. And once a person just throws that out the window and sells out for money or whatever else, views or to entertain or whatever, it really shows in their channel views and the type of comments they get and the people they get in there. It's not quality. The quality lessens. There's more people. There's more to talk about, but those people have gotten so used to coming in there and hearing him bitch about somebody else that's really all they come there for. Nobody, a very small handful of viewers, maybe as many as I get on a real late night like tonight, actually care about him or his well-being and can honestly say they won't sit there and be thoroughly entertained by him being in the state he's in tonight, completely drunk out of his mind, rambling on, asking for money over and over and over. Not even, normally Bergs will ask for money, rant, or have a conversation, and then go back to asking for it. But tonight, it's just strictly asking for money over and over and over and over and over. It's not without ceasing. It's like praying without ceasing. This dude asks for money without ceasing. But that's just, he is entertaining kind of for it. I find that entertaining. And I think, I find it entertaining when a grown 47-year-old man is sitting there saying, most men, that'd be like my dad calling me up, which my dad's 10 years older than Bergs. But it'd be like my dad. That's all I can really compare it to at this point. I don't have anybody else that old in my life. But he's like, it'd be like my father. If my father got online and was doing that kind of stuff or called me up and did it, I would not think of my father as a man. I would be like, because that is just, you know what I mean? And, at least he's honest. At least he's not like, well, yeah, I care. But, he just straight up tells you he does not give a fuck about you. He just wants your money. And it's funny. It's funny when he's this drunk. I don't know why. And he's the only person on. I don't watch Rosie. I can't watch Elvis. I can't. And when I was first introduced to this community, I was introduced to certain people, and I was stuck with those core group of people. I don't know why. But I watch some new people every now and then. I've been watching Mr. Perfect some. Most likely, Super Serial PW. I think he banned me after I asked if he was drinking Old English. Type 55, give me likes and pay me. The Bergs. You're different. You stay between the lines. Yeah, I ain't gonna fuck with that shit, ringleader. No, I don't want your money either, guys. If I ever come on here wanting your money, it's strictly up to you. And if you don't give, I'm not gonna be like, well, you're blocked. I'll be like, look, this is what's happening in my life. I'll be totally honest, and can you help me? If not, but that would take, I have to be on the brink of homelessness to do that with no way out. It's basically going to be a cold day in hell before I ever come on here asking you guys for money. It's just, I'm pretty well set. And, if you just don't live above your means, you can really make it wherever, I don't live in a huge house or a big apartment that I can't pay for, I don't have an overly nice car or anything like that, I used to, and trying to keep up with the demand of that is insane, and I want a simple life, I want a quiet life for the rest of my life, and that's pretty much what I want. And so that's what I do. Pretty much the only thing that I haven't done yet that I like to do is have a child. That's why I moved up here. I wanted to start a family and all that, but that's gonna take some time. Because I can't get over people from my past to go forth with dating. And I really don't know that I want to. I don't really have a desire to date in today's world. Because it's just so full of, people who don't believe in Christ, for one. And number two, you know how disappointing it is to go out on a date with a person you've had in real life as a friend for a long time. And you take them wherever, your favorite spot, and you kind of start to get to know them and ask them those more serious questions, You've been friends for a long time, you've been out many times. But, this is going to be this is the 21 questions, the make or break type of date, I call this. And this is where I ask the guy, a lot of questions. And they're simple, but they're just questions you wouldn't they're serious questions, If you got somebody pregnant and, they weren't your wife, would you leave them? Would you stay? Would you just try to raise the kid? How would you, stuff like that. Is what I asked the dude. And so, in lieu of that, if you ask a man, what, or anybody, what, are you religious at all, and what do you believe in? And he says anything other than Christ. I'm just like, oh, well, I've tried to make it work with people like that, and it never works. And the Bible says don't be unequally yoked. That's being unequally yoked. We're not supposed to, as believers, date not non-believers. But, I mean, if you love somebody, you love somebody. I don't know what to do about that. And then, so, it's just strange. And in today's world, God forbid, you even ask somebody their preferred gender. I mean, much less, like, hard-hitting questions. Like, I just don't want to do it anymore, Every serious relationship I've ever gotten into, which has been like 4, those men, they passed all those questions. And those relationships lasted. And when they didn't, because he decided, well, I don't want to be in this, whatever, the dude always came back to me a year or 2 later being like, oh, this person, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, too late, bud. Once I'm gone, I'm gone. I don't come back. Once I'm gone, I'm gone. And, because I've moved on. But some people just don't get that. And I'm talking about this because I'm still getting messages from this one person that I didn't even date. That I just, well, I guess I did. I don't know. But this person just can't get it through their head that I don't want to be with them, and I don't understand, like, I'm not, like, the last time I even saw this person was in, like, 2014, early 2014, right before I asked out Marcus. It was weird. I dropped a video drinking his beer. Yeah, but you weren't totally sloshed. You were coherent. You could talk. You could conduct yourself, Penny. Hey, what's up, Nick? He is the original Omega Man. I don't know what that means. I didn't hear him say that. I held his and mine better. That's a good one, Penny. That's a good one. Stream to see him drinking. Twilight Zone shit. I held his and mine better. He is the original Omega Man. Yo. Nick, what are you doing up? Ain't you supposed to be in the bed? I think of you and Jesse, like, going to bed at, like, 9 o'clock. And the bed's made, the sheets are just ironed perfectly. And you guys are just tucked in perfectly. And then the babies are in the other room, and they're just tucked in perfectly, and all the toys are put away. That's just kind of, every time I see Nick coming here late, or Jesse, I get this image in my head. I get an image in my head of all of you. And it's, if you don't make videos, then my image of you is whatever your thumbnail is. Whatever that thumbnail is, that's kind of, which Nick makes videos, but it's just funny. So, I don't know, choose your thumbnail wisely, I guess. Oh, it's nice to lay here. So I'll go get in our beds and go to sleep now, children. 13. That's quite a bit for tonight, actually. I dropped a video drinking his beer and went to his room. Take care, Abby. Stay safe as you can. Stay strong. Thank you, Penny. Yeah, I'm gonna go now, guys. Bye.